Let's go. Yeah.
For this play, this is where we wanted it.
Back, looks, throws, ends up.
Yes!
Caught! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! They did it! Let's go! Oh, my goodness!
We're talking another win here on Inside the Pride, presented by Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort and airing on the Lions TV network. I'm your host, Dannie Rogers. Make that 3 wins in a row. The Detroit Lions went on the road to face a 7-2 Giants team and handed them their 3rd loss of the season with a 31-18 win. We'll talk more about that win in our player interview with defensive lineman Isaiah Buggs, and we'll get into the Thanksgiving spirit. Lions host the Bills on Thursday in the Motor City. First up, though, let's head back out to East Rutherford, New Jersey to relive that Week 11 win.
Hey, let's do this. It's Week 11 in the National Football League. The Lions trying to win 3 games in a row for the first time in 5 years. Let's play it out, fellas. Jones back to pass. Wants to throw. Pressure comes. Jones hit. Jones going down. Sacked. Aleem McNeil got him. What a big play for that defense early and a loss of 7.
They go to Jamal Williams to give it to him to run on first down. And a big hole for Williams right up the cut and has an 11-yard gain for a first down.
Goff turns, fakes the give, rolls to his right, throws, got it complete, Brock right, crossing it to 25, down to the 20, down to the 15-yard line. Badgley on for a field goal attempt. This from 24 yards out is up and good. It is Detroit 3 and the Giants nothing. Jones to throw on 2nd down. Does. It is picked up by the Lions. Coming back the other way. Aiden Hutchinson with it right sideline. Aiden spinning at the 18 and he shoved out of bounds. Aiden Hutchinson with the 2nd interception of his rookie year. And the Lions have got it back. Goff takes, gives to Jamal. Left side, finds a crease. Head down, into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Goff wants to throw, does downfield, got wide open. Amon-Ra St. Brown at the 30. Cuts out of bounds at the 28-yard line of New York. Goff takes, hands to Jamal, fighting off tacklers, diving. Did he get in? Yes, sir, he did. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. And the Lions extend their lead. 1 second to go in the half. Jones in trouble. Jones spins out of it. Now he's stepping up, rolling to his left, hits sacks. Taken down. John Kaminsky finally got him. And the Lions put on the defensive pressure and they end the half with a sack. They've had leads like this before and they've let them slip away, and they're trying to change the conversation and show that this is a different football team. You're on the road, you've got the lead, now you see if you can build on it. And what a great opportunity. They start the second half with the football here, trying to keep this opening 3rd quarter drive alive.
Goff in trouble, throws underneath, and it's caught for a first down by Kennedy.
Stretching for the first down and getting it is Amon-Ra St. Brown. Goff turns, toss sweep left side, gets it to Swift. Inside the 20, inside the 15, and down to the 5-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal for the Lions. He turns, gives Jamal Williams, bounces it outside right, into the end zone, touchdown Detroit Lions. Number 3 on the day for Jamal. That's a statement drive to open the 3rd quarter by these Detroit Lions. So it is 4th and 5 for New York. What a chance for this defense to stand up here. There's the shotgun snap. He's back. Jones stepping up, looking, throwing, deep middle. Picked off, intercepted by the Lions. Coming back the other way, Kirby Joseph.
And the Lions have picked off Daniel Jones again.
Caught and dropped immediately with the ball coming out. It's free on the ground.
Detroit's defense making a big statement today.
Goff gives to Swift, up the middle, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions. That's it. Lions win this game, and this team's beginning to feel it, beginning to feel some confidence, and beginning to show that confidence in the way that they're playing.
That doesn't happen by accident. Everything we talked about, we stayed the course, which you guys have done, man, and we're playing some pretty clean, physical football, man. We were efficient. That's the way to win, man. Now you're figuring it out. Yep. Now we're figuring it out. That's 3. Yes, sir. Everything will be mental. And we go for 4 against a really good opponent. Yeah. That's outstanding, gentlemen. You earned it, man. Yeah. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team.
While the Detroit Lions were in New Jersey, Ford Field was playing host to the Buffalo Bills and Cleveland Browns, who were snowed out of the Bills Stadium. Lions staff members were all hands on deck, helping tear down Friday night's event at the stadium. It was a charity event called Hobnovel Gobble. Saturday morning, they got to work and flipped the stadium in record time. So this is our shout out to the Detroit Lions staff that went to work on what was supposed to be a weekend off. Lions were able to bring home a win for them. We're taking a break. Up next, I sit down with defensive lineman Isaiah Buggs. Don't go anywhere. Inside the Pride is presented by Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort and sponsored by Priority Health, Kroger, and by Henry Ford Health. Thanksgiving is here in the Motor City. Leading up to the Lions hosting the Bills at Ford Field, players and their families, along with Rory and Detroit Lions cheerleaders, served dinner to Families from Pure Heart, an organization that helps children with parents who are incarcerated. The Detroit Lions, in partnership with Kroger, provided the delicious food. After dinner concluded, activity stations opened for families to enjoy, including a photo booth, games, craft station, and a gratitude wall. Buggs, when you signed with Detroit this past offseason, you took to Instagram. You said that you thought your NFL career was over before Detroit called. How did you battle back from that mindset to prove that you belong in this league?
Just having to play the sit and wait game, seeing what teams need you, and it's really not in your control. I mean, yes, you have the film out there, but it's a business league. It's about where teams need guys in different positions, and it was a blessing to get a call from Detroit.
Head coach Dan Campbell says, you have a great personality. You make a lot of people laugh on this team. What is the mindset you bring to the locker room daily?
Just being myself, getting along with the teammates and coaches and everybody in this building, because it's an honor to be inside of a building like this where everybody gets along and everybody's just a family, and it's awesome.
You're able to mentor Ali McNeil in his second year a little bit here with the Detroit Lions. He had 10 pressures against the Giants. For us normal folk, can you just put into words what that means to have a game like that?
Mac, he's a great player. He's a great player. He wants to win. He wants to do the things the right way. And you see on Sunday, when you buy into the system and do the things the right way, all the success comes your way. And he's playing great football.
You're in your fourth year. You're considered almost a veteran on this defense, which is so young. So what are the biggest lessons you're trying to bring to this team to just bring the younger guys along with you?
I just feel like being a leader on and off the field, and when you're on the field, you're making progress and you're playing well. I think that you're supposed to bring those guys that look up to you along. And that's what I'm trying to do here. And it's about a standard, especially on defense. AG and all the defensive coaches, they preach about standard, and that's what we're getting to here.
A couple weeks ago when the defense was coming up with some game-winning stops, the big question was, what changed? Now, 3 weeks later, it's sort of what's it going to take to be consistent with all those big efforts? So what is the big key to being consistent?
Just the guys that want to win. And when you want to win and you're tired of losing and you want to change it around, it's a must that you do the necessary things to win, and I think that's what we're doing. We're finding ways to win, mentally, physically, just all across the board. We're finding ways to win.
Let's go, man. D-line on 3, 1, 2, 3. D-line winning November. Let's go. Winning November.
What was your mindset when you went into that Giants game and you guys were able to really just disrupt that offense all game long?
That's kind of our mindset. Me and Mac, man, we wake up, and when we wake up, we always look at each other like it's time to go to work. It starts with us two up front, and like Coach said, if we don't play well, nobody plays well. We're the leaders on the inside, and we got to play well every game to bring those guys behind us along. And once they see us playing well, everybody plays well.
Bills are up next on Thanksgiving. You've never played on Thanksgiving Day, right?
No, never. This is the first time ever.
Have you heard any stories about Thanksgiving Day in Detroit?
I heard it's a big tradition. I heard there's people everywhere. I heard it's gonna be fun.
I know your family will be celebrating Thanksgiving while you're playing. I'm sure they'll be tuned in. What is your go-to Thanksgiving meal?
My mom, she cooks dressing, man. She got the best dressing. Chitlins, I love dressing and chitlins, so I'm looking forward to eating that after a win.
After that Week 11 win, you were able to break down the huddle in the locker room, and you said you guys have a big mountain to climb. How tall is that mountain against the Buffalo Bills on Thanksgiving Day?
Like I say all the time, it's never really about them. It's about us. And like I said last week, if we execute our game plans, we will win. If everybody in the right position do what they need to do, we will win.
Welcome back to Inside the Pride, Thanksgiving edition with the head coach, Dan Campbell. You have played in Detroit on Thanksgiving. How much elevated pressure is there in that game?
Well, I mean, some can look at it as pressure. I think it's more, man, it's pretty exhilarating. I mean, if you love playing ball and you love the lights, then you're really going to love this, because it just doesn't get any better than this. You know, everybody's watching you, everybody's at home, they're on the couch, they're at the dinner table, whatever they're doing, but that game is on, and so it's special.
Mm-hmm. All eyes will be on your team facing the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, quarterback, very explosive. What must you do, the number one thing your defense has to do to make sure he doesn't come up with, let's say, 98-yard touchdown scores?
Yeah, listen, he's an issue because he can do everything. Now, I think he's one of the best when it comes to doing all-encompassing, man. He can throw the ball. He's an accurate passer. He can run with it, RPOs. He can quarterback-driven runs. He can launch it. He can read defense. He does everything. So I think more than anything, we got to keep everything in front of us and make him dink and dunk, because you can see what he can do here. Man, he's reading this top down, no safety. He's pulling the trigger right now. He's not afraid, and he'll take a hit to get it there too. So this is the stuff we have to alleviate.
Yeah, defense has to make sure Stephon Diggs, wide receiver, is kept in front. He leads the team in receptions. He's the heart and soul of that receiving core. Why can Allen always find him?
Yeah, I think look, he was this way in Minnesota, honestly. He's got an extensive route tree, and he's very trustworthy. You know, he's going to be where he's supposed to be, when he's supposed to be there, and if you put it anywhere around him, he will make these plays. And I think this is a pretty good evident clip of just the trust. When he throws this ball in cover two, there's only that's the only hole that you're going to find in this corner route, and it's got to be thrown early with as deep as the corner is, and he does. And he adjusts to the back shoulder with no sweat. You know, it's a heck of a catch, but he's somebody we're going to have to pay attention to. He can play in the slide, he can play outside. They'll motion him, the turbo motion him. He's a weapon.
Mm-hmm. Linebacker Von Miller continues to play elite year after year. He has a way of getting to the quarterback. He has a way of getting the ball out of players' hands. What is the number one thing your offensive line has to hone in on to make sure he doesn't get to your quarterback, Jared Goff?
Well, look, just an emphasis on his get off, man, and staying. You know, we can't allow. He's gotten a lot of people to jump off sides because they know his speed off the edge. That's one. Two is be ready for this move right here, because this is one of his patented moves. He'll get into it, and then he gets this little dip. He can get right under your long arms now. And he's powerful enough, has enough body control, balance to dip, get under there, and now you're looking at a sack fumble. Like, I think you're lucky if you get just a knockdown right here. Those in his career have turned into sack fumbles. So, you know, look, when you're playing somebody from Texas A&M, it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Spoken like a true Aggie, coach.
Yeah, that's right.
Love that. Depending on win or loss in this game, what is your Thanksgiving Day routine as head coach? Turkey, ham?
I'm a ham guy. Yeah, I'm a ham. Unless it's smoked turkey, then I will eat turkey if it's smoked. But I'm really more of a ham guy.
Do you smoke the turkey yourself, or does it get called?
I have. Actually, the last time I did was here in Detroit when I played, and I had a huge fire in my garage. My dad and I were in there, so it was awesome. It didn't burn anything down, but it was pretty good. It was pretty extensive, so it was exciting.
Coming up next, our Under the Helmet series returns with the field optimization specialist, Jack Fox, who was rewarded for his talent by Detroit and made the league's highest paid punter just a few weeks ago. Learn more about the St. Louis native coming up next.
Dude, I'm getting kind of nervous. The wind's blowing in a little bit.
All right, now for the first pitch. Let's hear it for Jack Fox, everybody.
So basically, I would call this my childhood home.
Yeah.
I'd say I grew up here.
Yeah, you did.
We moved here when I was probably like 10 years old.
Going into third grade.
Yeah, going into third, 9 or 10 years old. Yeah. Yeah, what's the story behind this denim photo?
That's when you were a baby and we lived in Dallas. and I dressed you and Dad up alike in your little jean jackets.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like Dad has a jean shirt and jean jacket. What do they call it?
It was the 90s.
The Canadian tuxedo?
Yeah, it was totally the 90s.
Yeah, and black hair.
Yeah, it was before he was gray.
Yeah.
I was born in Dallas, moved to St. Louis when I was a baby. My parents are from St. Louis. Their parents are from St. Louis. I'm pretty sure their parents are from St. Louis, so we have roots in St. Louis that go back a really long way. I'm an only child. I was always close to my parents. And I always played sports, so without having siblings, I think playing sports obviously kept me active, but socially just gave me a bunch of people in my life that sounds cliche, but ended up being more like brothers than anything else. So sports were definitely a big part of my life, and obviously still are.
Yeah, there's some good baseball shots up here too.
Yeah, I always thought you'd be a baseball guy.
I love baseball.
I know.
I remember when I was probably 5 years old playing backyard baseball on the computer, the video game, and waiting for Dad to come home, and I would go straight from backyard baseball to playing baseball, basically in the backyard, I guess in the front yard.
In the front yard, yeah.
And he would take a tennis racket and tennis balls and just hit him as high as he could in the street.
In the street.
And I would catch pop-ups that way.
Yeah, yeah, baseball was, and every summer that's what we did.
That was my first thing I really loved. I wanted to be a professional baseball player more than anything else. I've always been a huge St. Louis Cardinal baseball fan. When I was younger, I wanted to be Albert Pujols. He was the best, my favorite athlete. There's a good chunk of my life from maybe when I was 5 years old to 12 years old where I'd watch or listen to every single game.
0-1 delivery. Here she comes. Swinging a high drive into left. Back goes to Craig. He's at the track. He has it, and the Cardinals are world champion for 2011. They came from nowhere to astound the baseball world.
Yeah, the Cardinals radio guy was Mike Shannon. I think he did it for over 50 years. He just retired last year. Yeah, his voice is amazing. Dan McLaughlin's the TV guy. And yeah, you hear those voices and it just brings back a million memories. And I was just so cued into every game that I'd get really upset when they lost too. I remember being 10 years old and crying when they'd lose a game, refusing to watch SportsCenter the next day.
Yeah, we spent the entire summer traveling for baseball, playing baseball, going to all those tournaments.
Yeah, and it's funny that the best memories of doing baseball was literally in the front yard of our house. That's definitely something, looking back on it, that stuff means more than just the tournaments and all that random stuff.
Oh, that's super sweet, Jack. That's super sweet.
You do not want to miss part 2 of Under the Helmet with Jack Fox coming up next week. We're taking a break here on Inside the Pride, presented by Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Rogers Retweets is up next. We'll be right back. Before we wrap up today's show, we have to get to Rogers Retweets. And I must say one thing. Everyone was so nice on my Twitter and Instagram feeds. I wish it could be like this every single week. Okay, it can be though. And it can be because of running back Jamal Williams. Check out what he did over the weekend. Jamal now leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns with 12. Guess how many touchdowns he had against the Giants? 3. He was automatic, supersonic, hypnotic, funky fresh. Shout out to Sierra on that. Jamal also has the most rushing touchdowns, 12 of them through the first 10 games of the season. He beats any Detroit Lion player in that. Reminder, Barry Sanders played for the Detroit Lions at one point. Jamal having a heck of a year. And we're staying in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Shout out to the English Lion coming overseas, enjoying some extremely cold football. English Lion, you look so cold in this. We appreciate you so much for making the trek out there. Maybe you're a good luck charm. Come on down at Thanksgiving. We'd love to have you there. And quite possibly the biggest news of the week is this guy. Wide receiver Jameson Williams will officially start practicing for the Detroit Lions. Williams was the 12th overall pick this past draft. He's been rehabbing an ACL injury, so I know everyone is so excited. Probably no one more excited than Williams. Detroit has 21 days to activate Williams to the active roster. If they use all 21 days, that puts him at the Minnesota Vikings game. And in the wise words of his former head coach, Nick Saban at Alabama, we do not know the timetable, so quit asking. Reminder, Detroit Lions will kick off against the Buffalo Bills Thanksgiving Day inside Ford Field. Kickoff is slated for 12:30 p.m. We'll see you there.